Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Dorson and I am a PhD candidate at Oakland University, which is about 30 minutes outside of Detroit, Michigan, and I am an ecologist. So as an ecologist, I am specifically interested in plant and pollinator interactions. So my current research looks at how restoration management, specifically prescribed fires, influences not only the plant and the bee community, but also how they interact with one another. Here you can see what a typical prescribed fire tends to look like. So we hypothesized that prescribed fire management would alter bee abundance and diversity via modified floral resource availability and diversity, thus altering plant-pollinator interaction networks. Further, we hypothesized that bee functional traits and the surrounding landscape matrix would mediate this response of pollinators to prescribed fire management. So majority of my data collection actually happens out in the fields. So here's an example of one of the beautiful habitats that we get to survey the plant and bee community in, and you can actually see some of my wonderful undergrad field technicians in the back there. So to test these hypotheses and survey the plant and bee communities in burned and unburned areas, we have to actively net bees that we see visiting flowers, but we also use passive traps that we leave out for a few days called bee bowls. Once we've finished our surveys, we store our bees in coolers and transport them back to the lab so that they can be identified to species level. So this is the lab where we do a lot of our out-of-field work. And here Katya is helping us catalog all of the bees that we've collected into a spreadsheet so that we can do some data analysis. So far, our preliminary results have showed us that prescribed fire doesn't really influence the overall plant and bee community, but when we take a look at our stem nesting bees, like our serratinas down here in the corner, we find that they are negatively being impacted by prescribed fire. So after looking at these results, we were really interested in how time might play a factor in this influence. So we went back out to all of our sites in 2023 and surveyed again. So right now we're currently trying to catalog all of our bees and getting all of our plant data organized so that we can look at this difference between 2022 and 2023. So the outcomes of my research can directly inform how we can reduce the loss of flowering plants and also pollinators, not only for the critical ecosystem services that they provide for us, but also the critical agricultural pollination that they provide. And this can be extremely important, especially in urban areas where community farms and gardens can really benefit from this increased pollination by pollinators, which can then directly benefit communities that may rely on these community farms and gardens for their fresh fruits and vegetables, especially in areas where food insecurity might be a challenge. Once my data is finalized, I hope to publish my results in an academic journal and also meet with different land managers and community organizers who can directly implement what I've learned from these studies into their land management plans. In the meantime, I do plan to continue sharing my preliminary results with others in the scientific community through poster presentations at different conferences and seminars. And with that, thank you all for joining me on a tour of my lab and my research, and I hope you all have a newfound love for some of your backyard pollinators.